This is MRN Out Loud, brought to you by Hercules Tires.
Hello again, everyone. I'm Woody Cain. Thanks for joining us again for another edition of MRN Out Loud. We're headed to Wisconsin, Road America, but this time more than just the Xfinity Series. The Cup cars are on track, the 4-mile, 14-turn course that we've all come to experience through the Xfinity Series. The Cup cars are there, and we've got practice and qualifying coverage for you this weekend as well on the Motor Racing Network. William Byron will be along to preview the race on Sunday, 4th of July. But first, we're going to talk Comcast Xfinity. Remember, they donated 100 laptops in honor of Kyle Busch's 100th victory in the series. We'll talk about that, get a sneak peek of the Dash for Cash program for next year, and talk as well about the Community Champions program. You can make a nomination and have someone in the NASCAR world win that award. It's all ahead on this week's edition of MRN Out Loud. Stay with us.
Citywide to countryside, whatever you drive, wherever you go, Hercules has the value, selection, and industry-leading warranty to get you there no matter where the road takes you. Go to HerculesTires.com. There you can find the nearest authorized Hercules retail location to you. Plus, you can use the tire tracker to find out which Hercules tire fits your vehicle the best. That's HerculesTires.com. Hercules Tires, ride on our strength.
Matt Lederer is with us now. He's the Vice President of Brand Partnerships and Amplification at Comcast. And you guys have been super busy, but now Kyle Busch gets 100 wins in the Xfinity Series, and it would have been easy for you guys to go, yay, Xfinity, and move on to the next thing. But you didn't do that. Tell me what you did do.
First of all, thank you for having me, Woody. It's always great to get a chance to talk to you. No, we didn't do that because, this was a historic moment in the series. And Kyle is a fantastic driver and has been a great ambassador just by being on the track for the Xfinity Series for years. So look, he had his first Xfinity Series win 2004 back in Richmond Raceway, won the title in 2009. And here in Nashville to win his 100th win, it had to go, it could not go uncelebrated. And obviously we wanted to commemorate that in a unique way, which we always do. So to celebrate it, what Comcast has decided to do is we're going to donate 100 laptops, obviously aligned with his 100 win, and a free year of internet essentials to the Boys and Girls Club of Middle Tennessee. In Kyle's name, in Kyle's honor. The Boys and Girls Club of Middle Tennessee is also a Comcast lift zone. And so we just searched for ways to recognize it. We're going to, I'm sure, have some special gifts for Kyle along the way as well, but it was just too much of a historic moment for the sport, for the series, for him as an individual, and we just wanted to find a creative and unique way to give back and recognize it. And we love the idea of honoring the Boys and Girls Club in Middle Tennessee with the 100 laptops and the free year of internet service, and we just think it's a unique and creative way to recognize Kyle's amazing accomplishment.
Eric Higgs is the CEO of the Boys and Girls Clubs of Middle Tennessee, and he was just over the moon about how much this was going to help out. And I think that's the whole point of the Internet Essentials program and the lift zones in particular, right? Tell folks a little more about how those work.
Yeah, since probably about September, October of 2020, we've been rolling out what we call Comcast lift zones as part of our, effort to provide free Wi-Fi to more than 1,000 community centers across America. By the end of this year, that's the goal, to have 1,000 of these. And these spaces, which are safe spaces, right, for kids in the community, and they're specifically focused on helping low-income students so that they can remain connected, right? There's a digital divide in our country, and access to the internet in a safe area is so vitally important for all of us, but especially kids. Just the way that first of all, the way that the pandemic has changed life for all of us. Students are being impacted probably more than anybody else in terms of how they learn. And the importance and the reliance on internet and access to the internet is not going away as we slowly get out of this pandemic. So these lift zones, Internet Essentials, which essentially is our internet offering to lower income families and students, it just allows people to continue to participate in distance learning, do their homework, even if their schools are closed, or even on the weekends, and even to do their homework. It provides opportunity. And we at Comcast and with Xfinity Internet, we feel an obligation and a pride in making sure that we deliver that to all of America.
We all saw the stories during the height of the pandemic about extremes, and to the extent of parents even like driving their kids to a nearby fast food place so they could get some internet access. And what kind of feedback have you gotten from the lift zones, and not just providing the internet, but the safe place to go along with it?
Yeah, there's a lot of really unique and wonderful individual stories that come along from this, from, kids who used internet essentials and are now, candidly, we know of a couple Olympic athletes who got their start, obviously training and developing and doing all of those things, but relying on internet essentials. Because, when you're becoming an athlete like that, you're not always doing it in the limelight with big contracts. And so, but you still need access to the internet for communication and learning. Stories about youngsters starting companies and becoming entrepreneurs. Even just to the idea of like that, I graduated high school from this because the stories of that, because they had this, the access that we provided. So the stories become amazing. There's hundreds of them, and again, it's the right thing to do for our company, and it just, again, the pandemic accelerated all of this importance. And I think as we think about things that are going to change as we get out of the pandemic, the importance of the internet and the importance of closing the digital divide is one of those things that will not change. This is not going away. And we need to make sure that we help give everybody the equal opportunity to succeed.
One of the other things that's always a big effort for Comcast Xfinity during the NASCAR season is the Community Champion. And that's going on right now through, I think, August the 2nd. Tell folks about that program and how they can nominate somebody who might be making a difference in their community.
Yeah, Woody, this is, of all the things that we do in the sport, this is without a doubt the thing that gives me the most pride, and candidly is the most favorite thing that we do, right? I love the branding and the card toppers and race entitlements. They're all fun. They're all great. But this is something that when it's done at the end of the year, we're always so proud of. So this is year 7 of the Comcast Community Champion.
Wow.
As you said, yeah, over $700,000 to date we've given to local charities and organizations that were being worked on by people inside the NASCAR community, not just drivers. It could be, Wade Jackson won it in the second year. He's a fabricator at Junior Motorsports. Joey Gase won it. The pit crew from Chip Ganassi Racing. So it's all over the map in terms of those in the NASCAR industry.
Yeah, the Dover track president was a winner as well.
Mike Titoyen was a champion. We've had members of the media nominated, as well. So it's anybody who is in the sport from a team perspective, media, track owner, NASCAR. It can be anybody in the sport can be nominated. And people can go to ComcastCommunityChampion.com through August 2nd and nominate somebody. It's very simple. So if you know of somebody in your community who's affiliated with NASCAR, who's doing good in the places that we all work, live, race, etc., go in there at ComcastCommunityChampion.com and nominate somebody. What'll happen is when we get all those nominations, we at Comcast will, through a panel in our community impact group, will select 3 finalists. We'll probably announce those finalists later in the year, typically late September, early October. Each of those finalists will receive a donation to their given charity. And then one of them on or around championship weekend will be crowned the 2021 Comcast Community Champion of the Year. And that organization will receive $60,000.
I was going to say, it's got to be just an overwhelming task to go, this one is really good and this one is really good. So how do I pick between all those folks? I mean, that's got to be a close competition.
I will tell you that I don't participate in the selection of those final 3. But when the team delivers me the final 3, the email or the communication always starts with, we had a really difficult time choosing just 3 from these stories, which, look, I think the idea of giving back into the community is just embedded into the culture of NASCAR, from drivers to team owners to media members to fans. And so the stories just are overwhelming on what people are doing to give back in their communities in big ways and in small ways. And we're just proud to be able to tell those stories every year.
Fantastic. The deadline is August the 2nd. Another thing I wanted to finish up with, Matt, is something that's become synonymous with Xfinity's relationship with NASCAR, and that's the Dash for Cash program. 4 races with only the Xfinity regulars eligible to get the money. And Noah Gregson tried to take all your money this year.
He sure did. And you know, obviously one of the races where he's kind of on the fence of whether or not he did win it. And we were glad that he did. But yeah, it's always a great opportunity, not just, you know, for the drivers and for the sport and for the series, but also for the racetracks that host the Dash for Cash races. So another successful year of highlighting Xfinity, highlighting the Xfinity series, highlighting those drivers, but then also providing opportunities for the local markets to participate and give back in those areas as well.
Now, you had those sort of tied to the lift zones this year as well, right? Sort of a combo deal?
Yeah, absolutely. What we tried to do is in each of those racetracks, make additional donations, just as we were talking about with giving the 100 laptops in honor of Kyle, giving donations, giving laptops, giving internet service to lift zones within each of the 4 markets this year that hosted Dash for Cash races.
Now, what kind of things, if you can tease us any, what kind of things are you guys whiteboarding for next year? Because it always seems like there's a tweak or two here and there along the way. Can you give us any hints?
There will be some additional things that we do, you know, with some specific focus on current Xfinity customers and maybe some additional perks and benefits for them along the way. But I'll tell you the biggest thing that we're looking forward to in 2022 is knock on wood, hopefully a return to normal and being able to get back to hosting our customers, hosting our clients, and just being at the racetrack in general. This sport is such a relationship-driven sport. I had the privilege to go to Nashville last weekend for the first time, first race I've been at since February of 2020. And it's just refreshing to go back and see people and talk to people and engage. That's how, as a sponsor, you get the most value from this, both from a brand standpoint, but also a business standpoint. So I would say the biggest thing I'm looking forward to in 2022 is the idea of getting back and bringing customers and employees back to the racetrack to engage with this great sport.
Well, you're certainly not alone in that wish. I think we're all kind of hoping that turns out to be the case. Well, Matt, we appreciate your time. Thanks for all the good work that you guys do in the communities, not just putting a sticker on a car. It's so much more than that, and we appreciate what you guys do. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. I appreciate you and everything you guys do for us, and I hope everybody enjoys the back half of the season.
There you go. That's Matt Lederer. He's the Vice President of Brand Partnerships and Amplification at Comcast.
Sir, are you aware you were going 40 miles an hour? This is a residential area.
Sure, but I'm on my lawnmower? Wait, am I getting a ticket?
No, I've just never seen anyone top 9 miles an hour on one of those bad boys. And mow their entire lawn in 30 seconds? What got into you?
Well, it did fuel up at Sunoco this morning.
At Sunoco, we know how to fuel peak performance. We've been doing it for American racing for over 50 years. Fuel your best.
Road America coming up, and that's a gigantic road course. And I understand you're going to practice with the Trans Am guys to kind of get acclimated. Tell me about that and what you're expecting out of that course.
Yeah, you know, I was going to, and then unfortunately we got some different rules changes that maybe don't allow us to. But yeah, I think I'm excited for that course. I've been there in an Xfinity car. I think I finished 6th there and had a good run. Felt like it was one of my best road courses finish-wise in the Xfinity series, which I was excited about. So it's going to be more of the same, I think. Going there in the Cup car, just have to make sure that the car turns well and make sure that you're good on under braking. So I feel like for us, just going there, you know, our focus is just to be back to the basics on the road courses. We've had kind of a tough year on the road courses, but you know, normally we're really good there. So excited for that new track for the series, and I think it's going to race really well with our cars.
Citywide to countryside, whatever you drive, wherever you go, Hercules has the value, selection, and industry-leading warranty to get you there no matter where the road takes you. Go to HerculesTires.com. There you can find the nearest authorized Hercules retail location to you. Plus, you can use the tire tracker to find out which Hercules tire fits your vehicle the best. That's HerculesTires.com. Hercules Tires, ride on our strength.
That's all the time we've got on this week's edition of MRN Out Loud. We want to thank William Byron, our senior preview correspondent, for joining us, and Matt Lederer from Comcast Xfinity. Now, the schedule for this weekend for the Motor Racing Network. We kick things off Saturday afternoon with Cup practice. That comes your way at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, followed immediately, 2 p.m. Eastern Time, by the Xfinity Series, the Henry 180. Then on Sunday, our coverage starts at 11 a.m. Eastern Time with Cup qualifying, followed by the Jockey Made in America 250 presented by Quick Trip. That comes your way at 1:30 Eastern on Sunday, the 4th of July. Until we see you right back here next week, I'm Woody Cain saying thanks for joining us on MRN Out Loud.